Welcome to Antrix Media. Today we are going to talk about one of the most fascinating and complex engineering projects in the history of humanity, the International Space Station. In this video, we'll present you with 10 cool facts about the International Space Station that will amaze you. Number 1. The International Space Station is huge. The International Space Station is a massive structure. It weighs about 420,000 kilograms, and its length is about the same as a football field. It has a wingspan of about 73 meters, and it's as tall as a 30-story building. The IS is composed of many different modules that were built by different countries, including the United States, Russia, Japan, Canada, and the European Space Agency. Number 2. The International Space Station is the most expensive object ever built. The International Space Station is the most expensive object ever built, with an estimated cost of about $150 billion. It's a joint project of many countries, and it has been under construction since 1998. The station's maintenance, operation, and research activities cost about $3 billion per year. Number 3. The International Space Station orbits the Earth once every 90 minutes. The International Space Station orbits the Earth once every 90 minutes, at a speed of about 28,000 kilometers per hour. That means that the astronauts on board the IS experience a sunrise and sunset every 45 minutes, and they see about 16 sunrises and sunsets per day. The IS orbits the Earth at an altitude of about 408 kilometers, and it travels about 1.5 million kilometers per day. Number 4. The International Space Station is a floating laboratory. The International Space Station is a unique scientific laboratory that allows astronauts to conduct experiments in microgravity. The microgravity environment of the IS allows scientists to study the behavior of materials, fluids, and biological systems that cannot be studied on Earth. These instruments include cameras, telescopes, spectrometers, and radiation detectors. Number 5. The International Space Station is home to many astronauts. Astronauts live and work on board the IS for months at a time, conducting experiments, performing maintenance tasks, and communicating with mission control centers on Earth. The IS has many amenities that make life in space more comfortable, including a gym, a kitchen, a toilet, and sleeping quarters. The station can accommodate up to 6 astronauts at a time, and they usually stay for 6 months. Number 6. The International Space Station has an artificial gravity machine. One of the challenges of long-duration space flight is the loss of bone and muscle mass that occurs in microgravity. To counteract this effect, the International Space Station has an artificial gravity machine called the Advanced Resistive Exercise Device, R8. This machine uses resistance bands to simulate the effects of weightlifting, allowing astronauts to maintain their muscle and bone mass while in space. Number 7. The International Space Station is a great place to observe the stars. The International Space Station is a great place to observe the stars, as it's located above the Earth's atmosphere, which can interfere with astronomical observations. The IS has many windows that allow astronauts to observe the stars, planets, and other celestial objects. The station also has several scientific instruments that can observe the universe, including the Alpha Magnetic Spectrometer, AMS-02, which studies cosmic rays and searches for dark matter. Number 8. The International Space Station has a recycling system. The International Space Station is a closed system, which means that everything on board must be recycled or reused. The station has a sophisticated recycling system that converts urine, sweat, and wastewater into drinking water. The system also recycles carbon dioxide, which is produced by the astronauts breathing, into oxygen. Number 9. The International Space Station is a testbed for future space missions. The International Space Station is not just a laboratory and a home, It's also a test bed for future space missions. The technologies and systems developed for the ISS will be essential for future missions to the Moon, Mars, and beyond. The ISS has already demonstrated the feasibility of long-duration spaceflight, and it has tested many technologies that will be used in future spacecraft, such as life support systems, radiation shielding, and autonomous docking. Number 10. The International Space Station is a symbol of international cooperation. The International Space Station is a symbol of international cooperation and diplomacy. It's a joint project of many countries, including the United States, Russia, Japan, Canada, and the European Space Agency. We hope you enjoyed learning about the ISS, and we encourage you to continue exploring the wonders of space. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time on Antrix Media.